Alright, we're out here on this beautiful day. It's supposed to be around 80 today. Today we're going to test this Gravity Gold mat. Pretty cool looking stuff. I showed you before in a little short video. I already put some heavier material in there that was my concentrates for my cleanup sluice, but let me put a little bit of that in there for you and you can watch the action. We'll begin with that, just watching the action a little bit. Got about a half a scoop here. Dump it on there. Now watch this. I don't know how good you can see that, but that exchanges material pretty well. I might have to tip this side of the box up a little bit. We'll do that. We'll get her all flat and then we'll start running. I'm not going to run all that heavier material through there. I'm going to run some lighter material. I got about a 5/8 of a bucket right here. We're going to keep it real in the beginning. And see how it works that way. Let me get this box leveled up a little bit. I'll be right back with you. Alright, I got that box all leveled up how it should be. Now let's look at this little fish that my daughter caught. Little scalp in there. He's cool. Better put him back in the water. She's hanging out with Dad today because she's grounded. She thought that maybe she could act like an adult and do some adult things and got caught and now she's grounded. So what's her grounding? She's got to be a kid. Play like a kid, and that's all you get to do is be a kid. Too young to play as an adult. So she's down here to the creek with Dad today off that dang phone. And we're going to run this thing and see how it works. See, I still have some heavies in there from when I was first feeding it, but let's put a scoop of this light stuff in here and watch the action of this stuff. Looks like the first row cleans out right immediately, and it's working down through there. It's hanging on to some lights there. I don't really care for that, but let's see what happens here in a minute. Looks like they clean out slowly. That's good. Still some room in there. There's plenty of room down through there to hold some gold, so let's just feed this a couple more scoops and watch it work. Maybe throw a couple on there real fast, see what happens. 1, 2. Yeah, it's working around in there. It's exchanging. Maybe not so much right here. Those rocks are moving around, so that's a good thing. It is exchanging. Oh yeah, it's exchanging down there pretty good. Let's throw a couple more fast ones on there and see how it exchanges. 1, 2. Of course, that's too much. I just want to see how it exchanges. Yeah, it blows right off there. The first set exchanges out really good. Right down through there. The second and third seem to hang on to material for a second. And then they start exchanging. Oh yeah, that's running good. There are a lot of heavies in this bucket. I took some heavies from my tailings from there and threw them in here, so we are going to have a lot of heavies in there. Alright, now I think we got the box set up pretty good. What I'm going to do is clean this thing back out. Excuse me. We'll start fresh. I'll throw some gold in the bucket and see what happens. Okay. Alright, there's some different sized gold we'll throw through there. It's reading about 0.535 right now. 536, 535. Throw that through and see what happens. First snake of the year. Pretty cool. Alright, just dump that gold in the bucket. There it is. Give it a good stir and then we'll start running it. Find my scoop here. See it in there floating. Stir it in there pretty good. Alright. Get it down to the bottom there. There we go. Alright, now we'll start running it. Okay, I got her all adjusted now pretty good, I think. We'll start feeding some material in here. I'm going to dump right in here. Really don't want it to catch up here on the mat very much. We're running it about at speed that I normally would sluicing. There were some bigger rocks that I kind of shoveled into there. I'm just going to have to finger out occasionally. But everything seems to be changing really well. It does seem to build up here a little bit. But it does exchange down through there. I mean, the lower cells down here exchange out really nice. So it just holds it here for a minute and then kind of feeds down through, which might not be a bad thing. Let's keep feeding it. I got my part of my old dredge box at the tail of this thing to catch anything that we might lose. Yeah, it all exchanges. I mean, it takes a minute, but that might not be a bad thing. Plus, it'd be better if I had a slick plate up here of some kind. I really don't want to feed it up in here because I don't want the gold to get caught in there. I actually want it to work with the mat and see what happens. See, it takes just a second, but that cleans out fairly well. Yeah, that cleans out pretty good. I like it. It does hang on to some bigger rocks in there, but I can see all the material underneath there moving around and exchanging really nice. So, especially all the way down through here. Kind of, like I said, it kind of hangs on to it here for just a minute, and then all this down here is exchanging. Hopefully you can see the lower part. Let me move around here so you can see. What I'm talking about is down here. It hangs on to the material here for a minute, which might not be a bad thing. And then down here, these are all a lot more clear where they're clearing it out a lot easier. So let me feed all this stuff through here real quick. I'm not going to bore you with keeping the video on, and we'll run this whole bucket through every little speck, and if there's any specks up in here, we'll try to get them down off there and down into the blue mat and see what happens. Okay. All right, I got all that stuff pushed through there. I'm just going to give it a minute to clean out on its own. As you can see, behind those riffles, it does hold on to a few light rocks in there. You can see some bigger gold in there. I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but I noticed that a time or two I had to flick a couple bigger rocks out of there. Maybe if it was classified down to 3/8 instead of 1/2 inch, it'd be fine. Get this gold out of there. Make sure that's all down in there. Like I said, this ain't the best representation because I'm not using a slick plate, so I'm just kind of dumping it right here. So normally it would have time to get the lights off before the heavies, and that might be why we're hanging on to some stuff here, but that's okay. If it's gonna hold gold, it should hold gold like this. So we're gonna let this clean out on its own for just a minute. Let me take you out of here real easily like. And I do have the VDR on the bottom. Now, if I do use this stuff in my box, if it tests out to be really good, what I'll do is use it at the bottom of my box, kind of to replace my expanded my Miner's Moss and expanded metal, raised expanded actually. There's a difference between expanded and raised expanded, if you didn't know. So we're gonna let that clean out for just a minute longer. I don't know if you can see those gold in there. Nice one there, nice hunk right there. Alright, it's just about ready. I'm going to take this out. What I'm going to do is try to clean out the VDR first. Only the VDR. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we'll try. Or maybe we'll just look in there a little bit and see if we see any gold at all. And I want to see if this mat here caught all the gold. If it didn't, then maybe it caught in here. And like I said, I got my old dredge box with dredge riffles in the bottom. That caught almost all of our material, so I'm pretty sure we didn't lose any gold all the way through. But okay, give me a minute. I'll get this all into a pan and clean it up and see what we get. It's looking good though, huh? Love the design. Staining very well. All right, I got her all cleaned out. She's over here in a pan. There's the brat. Got it all in the pan here. Look at that nice chunky right there. All right, we're gonna take this and work it out. It did hold on to some lights, but not a ton of heavies. Not too bad, I would say. So we'll go get that worked all out, and then we'll get the scale out and see what it says. Stay tuned. Okay, we got that gold all dried out there. There's a bit of black sand. Plus I missed a few specks when I was rolling it back in the pan. That's just normal loss. We'll call that normal loss, a few specks. Guess that black sand will kind of make up for it. Let's see what we got here. Dump it in there real slow. .5 0.541. A little more than what we had. We'll mark that up to that little bit of black sand right there. So looks like we caught it all. That's good. Caught every piece of it. All right. Now we're going to go out and we're going to run that box way too fast. Like too much water, too steep. And see if we lose anything out of it. Stay tuned. Okay, time to run this baby in correctly. I got the water like ripping through there. Throw material on it, just takes right off. I got the dredge box at the end again in case we lose anything. I threw a little material in there, as you can see, to make sure it's running fast enough. It's also at a lean, so everything ain't right. I consider that way too fast to run us through. So I got the gold right here in the snuffer bottle. I got some material in this bucket ready. Dump it right in there. Okay, it's in there. Let's throw a scoop on here. Mix this up first. Mix her up. Down to the bottom here. Yeah, get it mixed in really good. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. All right. Now watch this. I'm gonna dump it kind of in the same area. It just streams right off there. But do you notice it still holds that material right there? I like that. All right, the brat has something to show me here. Ooh, a crayfish. You gonna put them in our pond? Yeah? Okay, put them in there. Funny, you get kids out in nature and they act completely different sometimes. It's almost like you forgot how fun it was out here in the creek. But anyway, let's push this material through here way too fast. We'll just start scooping it in as fast as we can, run it way wrong. The water's way too fast, like I said. The box is leaning to one side. Let's see if we can keep any of this gold. Let's just dump it right in there. It's like we don't know what we're doing. Sorry if the camera work isn't all the best. I can't set the tripod up here very well. It'll get washed right away, so. Yeah, they're exchanging really nice. All right, I'm just gonna keep dumping this stuff on here, and instead of moving the camera back and forth with my scooping, I'll just bring it back in when I'm done with it, or close to it. Okay, stay tuned. All right, I ran that stuff one spoon right after another. I didn't even give it a break. I got it all through there though. We're gonna let it run for, I don't know, not anymore because it's already pretty much cleaned out. If we lost anything, it'd be down there in those dredge ripples, I'm sure. If it didn't catch it there, if we lost it all the way down through there, I guess it's in the creek. But anyway, let's see if we caught it all on the blue mat. Last time I was able to clean out just the VDR, and there wasn't no gold in there. It all hung in here. So let's do that the same way this time and see if it caught it. See if it passed the fail test. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I got my box yanked out of the creek. Now we did lose some out of the blue mat, some little teeny tiny stuff in there. Little tiny stuff. That's to be expected. I mean, that water was ripping through there. I just wanted to pause here for a minute to state that just because that blue mat caught it and then the VDR caught it right here afterwards, I think that if the gravity mat extended to the end of the box, it surely would have caught all that little tiny bit that it lost. I mean, that's like 12 inches to the end. It would have caught it, I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, back to the video. Well, let's clean out just the VDR, see how much we lost out of the blue mat. And then we'll clean out the gravity mat. That's what it's called. Pretty cool stuff though, gravity mat. gravitygoldmat@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with them. Okay, let's do this cleanup and see if we lost anything. There's the gold that we lost out of the gravity mat when it was screaming. Little tiny bits was in the VDR. Later on, we'll get the weight of this possibly. I don't even know if it's enough to weigh. Probably not. So we won't even get the weight of that. It's just a little teeny tiny bit there, like maybe 0.002 or something. But we'll clean the rest of this up and hopefully we didn't lose down any of the dredge box. Give me a few minutes and we'll see how it did. Okay. Okay, we got that stuff all panned out and dried up here on this sheet of paper. Let's get it on the scale and see what it says. I expect to lose some gold just because we were running it so fast. I mean, I scooped one right after the other. Didn't give it any time to clean out. Dump it in there without spilling out any off the bowl, hopefully. What do we got here? 0.544. 0.545. That's a little more than what we had, I think. Well, I think we started with 0.535. There's a little bit of added black sand in there. I think last time was 0.541. I'm not positive, but that's crazy. I thought for sure we'd lose some gold, but there it is. It's all, we got it all. All right, that's pretty awesome. Good job, Bruce. I really like this stuff. All right, I'll get this video off and we'll do a little recap and talk about what we think. Oh, look at this. You can see how bad I had the box lean, and look at all the heavies on this side compared to that side. And they funnel right off kind of just like this. That's how much lean we had on that box when we were running it. Still held all that gold. Well, there we go. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys did watching too. This stuff performed really good. I mean, I really like it. I like the way it holds on to material up here in the head of it, and then it slowly works off. These all clean out really good in the beginning. And those just hang on to a material for a little while and kind of feeds it down through there. I like that. At first I wasn't sure about that. It didn't look right, but every mat runs a different way, all depending on how it's designed, you know. We did get a little bit of gold down here. No, I did not weigh that, and yes, I did add it in with that, but it was so minute that it might not even weigh. Like I said, it might have been 0.002, if that, or something. And that one little piece in there wasn't a piece of gold. It was just a tiny piece of lead, so we can't really count that in to a loss. So this held almost all that gold, even when we were running it like crap. I mean, that material was just racing through there. We had it quite a lean, which I showed you on the garnets in the dredge box. And I really like this stuff. If you're interested in this, maybe get a hold of Bruce at gravitygoldmat@gmail.com. This stuff is called Gravity Mat, and I give it a thumbs up. Both hands, thumbs up. All right, guys. That was fun. Glad you watched. Tell me what you think about the mat. I think it's good. There's my brat. She's still grounded. We're going to spend the rest of the day playing in the creek, maybe finding crayfish and other critters to put in our little pond. Just a nice day. All right, we'll see you on the next one. And as always, you know, have fun.